Hi all, welcome back to Make More Bonsai, John here. Let's talk about something I've found to be a really useful tool when developing material for bonsai. We touched upon it in this video here, in which I very carefully extracted a tree from it and gleefully trotted off with a groovy prize to place on the bonsai bench. I'm talking about the ground, earth, soil, a patch of land to grow a tree on. I've kind of clumped the usefulness of growing bonsai material in the ground into three categories: acceleration, maturation, and rejuvenation. Let's spend some time examining how to use this tool of giving your bonsai access to the unlimited resources the ground offers for them. Starting with acceleration. A huge advantage to growing bonsai in their pots is the ability to control the access roots have to resources. This allows us to take some control of their growth rate, which affects their leaf size and the distance between the buds or internodes. This is super valuable to keep everything small, to achieve the large tree but, small aesthetic of a bonsai. The pot reduces access to an overabundance of nutrients, oxygen, and water that contribute to extensive growth. Small amount of resources equals small growth. Seems pretty obvious when you say it out loud like that. So, if the roots have access to an abundance of resources, the effect will be, predictably, abundant growth. The challenge would be how to exploit all of the resources and still end up with something that will be a bonsai. The main reason one would develop their bonsai in the ground would be to fatten the trunk of the tree. When you grow a tree in a pot, the trunk will fatten, slowly, but it will fatten. If you aim to keep the trunk proportionally small, then giving your bonsai access to the ground soil environment is not the tool for that tree. If you're looking to create a large trunk quickly, like at least twice as fast as growing in a pot, then giving your bonsai access to the ground soil environment is a powerful tool to keep in your bonsai toolbox. Let's also take into consideration that you expect to one day, when you're happy with the trunk size, you'll want to eventually dig it up and place it in a bonsai pot. There's a few things to keep in mind when preparing a tree for this adventure. A, you want the tree to survive and recover after it's extracted from the soil. And 2, you want the roots to develop a somewhat shallow profile so it'll transfer into a shallow bonsai pot easily. And C, because it will have a very accelerated growth rate, any mistakes will be amplified and more difficult to correct, so a little bit of planning will go a long way to achieving your bonsai goal. Let's use this little trident maple seedling as an example of where to start. It's late winter and the tree is still dormant. This maple is about 2 years old. Last year, some wire was applied to add some dimension to the trunk. That curve may look pretty strong. It's almost at a right angle really, about 2.5 inches up from the base. This will soften as the trunk thickens and add a welcome curve to the trunk at that height after it's grown out. So, the first step is to set a basic shape to the trunk and remove any wire before planting in the ground. Next, I'm going to trim the rest of that trunk down to that attractive angle-changing branch. Why? I want the trunk of the future bonsai to be a well-tapered trunk. By removing the existing trunk and making that branch a new leader or apical bud, the taper has a good clean start. Next, remove it from the pot and examine the roots. What am I looking for? I'm looking for any useful surface roots that will surround the final bonsai one day. If I can arrange them evenly around the base of the trunk during this exploration of the roots, it'll go a long way to building that firm foundation as it expands in the ground. I'm also looking for the taproot. The taproot is a long, singular root that drives itself deep into the soil to anchor the tree firmly to the ground. It also does act as a storage resource of carbohydrates for the tree. Normally, this is a good thing. But for bonsai, which is planted in a shallow pot and anchored with wire, it gets in the way. With that taproot eliminated, the other roots will begin to spread out to anchor the tree, which will build a wide base at an accelerated rate. Much like pruning branches to direct energy to branches you prefer to grow, this also happens underground, encouraging the preferred roots to expand. The taproot that was removed, once it's planted in the ground, another root will take the place of a taproot and drive itself deep into the ground. So, we need to kind of manage that effort, but still somehow encourage the benefits of a taproot's other function as a storage space. In bonsai terminology, this is called a sheen, a place of nutrient storage under the base of the tree. How we encourage a flat base for the tree to rest on and discourage a central taproot is weirdly simple. we're going to place a barrier under the trunk. A simple 8 to 10 inch square board will work fine. This board serves a few important functions while it's under the tree. A, it encourages the roots to expand outward over it, creating a wide spread of surface roots that will look awesome when they have matured on the future bonsai. The roots will explore and reach the edge of the board and then turn downward as they grow. 2, it discourages a central taproot. And C, it provides a source of resistance the expanding roots will push against as they grow and fatten. This is a really important function the board provides. As the tree grows, expanding really quickly because it has endless resources, the roots and the trunk will also grow and widen very quickly and reach the resistance the board provides and push against it. That pressure has only one direction to be released: up. The roots will collide and merge under the weight of the trunk as it grows and push the center of that mass upwards. This will create an exaggerated taper at the base of the trunk and develop an alternate storage resource the taproot usually functions as, the sheen for the bonsai. This is how an attractive wide base on a tree is created in just a few years of growth. If there was no board present, yes, the roots will also fatten, but the taper will be far less exaggerated. So, including that little board at this stage will also accelerate the development of that wide base of the trunk that's really a great bonsai feature. One could stop right here and go ahead and plant this in the ground. This amount of prep will set things on a steady course to accelerate the growth of this tree. Simply place the tree on a flat board to displace the creation of a new taproot and spread the roots evenly around the trunk and plant it in the ground, especially if you're planning to leave the tree in the ground for 5 or more years. Or stick around and let's add a few more options to this in-ground method that not only applies to the acceleration of bonsai stock, but also applies to maturation and rejuvenation of a bonsai. Great, let's go nuts.
Come on, let's get nuts.
This is a growing tray called an Anderson flat. They have solid walls that are generally pretty firm and the bottom is perforated. It provides complete drainage and lots of air exchange and can also hold a lot of soil inside the flat. Those solid walls provide a really nice barrier to assist in creating a shallow, compact root system, for when a tree eventually ends up in a bonsai pot, and all those holes at the bottom provide lots of places for roots to escape the flat. That's right, escape through those little holes. As the tree grows, roots will explore outwards in their constant quest for more access to nutrients and water to expand their reach for resources. When the roots reach these holes and they are exposed to air, they stop growing and die back. This is what would happen if it was left on a bench, this kind of self-pruning of the roots. But we're not going to use this as a container on a bench. We're going to use this as a container that is placed on the ground. So let's prep the Anderson flat to be kind of an isolation chamber for this maple. This is an alternative to planting directly in the ground. I'm hoping to fatten the trunk, but not to gigantic proportions. Maybe 2 inches to create a smaller bonsai. We're still going to use the board to help widen the base of the tree. I'm going to attach the board to the Anderson flat to hold it in place, and another wire to hold the tree in place. We now can place some soil into that flat and weave the wire through the root ball to hold that tree in place. That wire, by the way, will pretty much be grown over by the roots and become a permanent resident deep inside the root ball by the time this tree is ready to be extracted. The wire causes no harm, and you could use string if you want. I'm using a soil mix that contains akadama, some potting soil with pumice or perlite or bark to fill the flat, but any well-draining mix of soil will work fine at this stage. Roots will populate the flat, then break free as soon as they reach the ground soil. I'm also using the chopstick to ensure the soil is making contact with the roots, so it'll waste no time getting to the business of growing as soon as spring is in full gear. All that's left to do now is to water it thoroughly and place it on a prepared area of ground. It'll take some time for the roots to figure out there's more space to go to. You'll know when the roots have become established in the ground. The tree will suddenly start growing a little faster and branches will extend way past what you would expect them to do if they were in a pot. Now what? This is a multi-year project, so, try not to think about it too much. It'll be at least 2 years before you see any meaningful results. The 2-year mark may also be about the time to trim the large roots that have escaped the flat and assess the progress. You can have a gaggle of future bonsai developing in a fairly small space. Just a few weeks later, and it becomes evident that these trees have already figured out that they're in a rich resource-filled soil and are pushing their progress easily. The benefits of planting in the Anderson flat are short-term. maybe 2 to 3 years to keep most roots contained. Let's look at another project in a different phase of development, maturation. This trident maple was extracted from the ground last year. Its trunk had fattened to a size I was happy with. It was planted in a pot and allowed to recover for a year. During that time, a lot of new branches had formed, as well as a start of the extension to the trunk. We could tell exactly where the trunk was sawed off when it was removed, and the giant wound left behind. This tree is at a crossroad in its development. That scar is pretty big and will take a long time to heal over. That new trunk extension will need to thicken to create a smooth taper to the trunk. So why pull it out of the ground and grow it in a pot? My mindset, or hope and expectation for this tree, would be a relatively compact, maxing out at a height of 14 to 18 inches, small, neat, and groovy. With the trunk about the width I'm happy with, it's time to consider some branch construction, as well as the aforementioned scar and trunk taper. When a tree is in the ground, it is flush with endless nutrients and root expansion. The branches grow out really fast compared to a pot-grown tree. Subsequently, the space between the leaf buds, the internodes, are also spread really far apart. Not particularly useful if you're shooting for a compact little tree. So for the last year, as it recovered in the pot, I allowed that first flush of spring growth to extend and harden off to almost 24 inches. They were pruned back to the first internode, or leaf pair, effectively creating the start of a secondary set of branches emerging from the primary branch. This encouraged new branches to form, and these new branches successfully produce much shorter internodes between the leaf pairs. These new, close-together buds offer the opportunity to create more mature-looking primary and secondary branches on the future tree. Here are the goals for this tree. A. Heal over that large scar. 2. Encourage a trunk taper that's in scale with the tree. And a new option, C. More choices of condensed branching in about 2 years. Planting it in the Anderson flat with a board under the base, then placing this fresh setup into the ground to allow access for the roots to escape the flat and boost the tree's development for another 2 years or so in that controlled environment, this tree is in a good place to achieve the first 2 goals of healing the scar and tapering the trunk, and has a chance to accelerate the condensed primary and secondary branch development. So that's maturation. Now let's talk about rejuvenation. We really ask a lot from these little trees. We poke and prod and peel, we constrain roots, we wire and wrap and even use all kinds of devices to bend branches. We decandle and defoliate. Let's face it, we do a whole heck of a lot of stuff that, at its core, prevents a tree from just being a tree. These are living, breathing entities being pushed to produce more while also being restricted and pruned. But even the most experienced tree that spent a decade in a bonsai pot bringing joy and impressing your friends can maybe use a vacation. Sometimes a tree suffers some stress from a wicked winter maybe, or a summer heat wave, or a major insect population. Pressures like this from all sides can really wear out a tree's tolerance to the essential training needed to maintain a design. If a tree isn't responding well to training, and you've checked it for bugs and root damage and anything else that might be slowing your tree down, maybe all the bonsai needs is a year or 2 just relaxing and just being a tree. Placing a bonsai in the ground, or given access to the ground in an Anderson flat, or a large box, or a pot, for a year or 2, will help replenish energy and reset the stored resources that are called upon all the time while training. I realize this concept may be a bit counterintuitive because bonsai are trees in pots. I hope some inspiration is triggered by this discussion of incorporating the ground as a tool for acceleration, maturation, and rejuvenation for your bonsai. Sometimes the simplest, most effective solution is right in front of you, or in this case, right under your feet. Thanks for watching. I hope you gained some helpful insights from this little video. Maybe like and subscribe and leave a comment below, and possibly check out the book or the t-shirt and hat links in the show more section below. There's even a super thanks option. Special shout out to everyone who hit that heart button. All participation and support really helps energize this little production and helps me dream up new stuff to show you, because bonsai stuff is kinda cool, and so are you for helping support this channel.